Hey yo, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is gamez.for.dayz, and today we'll be going over 5 new dimension ideas for Minecraft. Let's go ahead and get into this. So at number 5, I have seen and heard of a dimension that could be added called the Dark Dimension. You go through a portal and you're met with pitch black, and you can only see the eyes of some of the creatures, and there's only the ability to see when there are torches placed or lanterns or whatever lighting source you bring along, and or you use a night vision potion. The gameplay you're seeing is from a YouTuber called Jaracraft. I'm pretty sure that's his name. The link to the original video is in the description, of course. And one of the other ideas he had, I'm going to nab it and put it in this video as well, is the idea for every dimension to have its own tameable dragon or some other mob to that effect. So you could tame it or kill it. It's your decision. So the Dark Dimension would be dealt with trees being completely dead, and that's the only thing there is. There would also be new loot. This would be the toughest dimension to go to, even beating out the end with the Ender Dragon. The best loot in the game would be found here, along with the hardest critters. Now the next idea is, of course, a better Nether. Now I think the Nether was done very minimalistic, many changes other than the addition of a Nether fortress and some new mobs like that. But a new Nether Dragon or another kind of mob like that that can spit fire at your command if you tame it, or spit fire at you in battle, would be a great idea, along with just adding spikes and actually making it look like hell, like it's supposed to. So that would also be a very viable idea for a brand new dimension, or just a reskin of this current dimension. The next and the third on the list is a sky dimension. Now it doesn't necessarily have to be a new dimension. It could be an addition to this, where you have to fly up, and the build limit is also increased to where you don't see the ground anymore. You're in a brand new dimension, and you can fall back down to your death just like in the end. Or you could go through a new portal, and they could add new blocks to make the frame, and add another way to light it, like placing a torch and then the torch pops out, or something even more new, like I don't even know how they would implement it other than just a flint and steel and a new portal made out of new blocks. But then you go through the portal, it's white, kind of stuff like the Nether portal. Instead of purple, it's white, and you end up in the sky. The sky's a different color, and it's just beautiful. And then there's also new mobs like a Valkyrie or a... oh dang, hold up, what's the thing called where it's a lion with wings? I'll put one on, but some of those and some other flying mobs, and then they add actual propulsion means for an Elytra other than just fireworks. But if they keep fireworks, that'd be just fine. Just a better way to get around the city. And then some of the structures that can be found, like the Woodland Mansion or stuff like that, for this dimension could be an Olympus, a sky-built city. And there could be new air villagers and stuff like that that just fly around and then come down to do stuff like that. Number 2 on the list, we could have an underwater dimension. Now, if you've ever seen me play Subnautica, you know I love underwater stuff altogether, and they could take inspiration from that, making it to where it's challenging to breathe underwater. You could have one of the turtle shells to add an extra 10 seconds, and then that's all you get. There's no top to this dimension where you can go above for air. That's just it. You go back through the portal and then back through, and then eventually you can find a village where they have conduits everywhere. That way you can breathe underwater for that time, and you can build an underwater base and use sponges and stuff like that. That is one way to do it, but I find another way would be to add scuba gear into the game as well. They've already added elytras and teleportating crystals. I don't think scuba gear would be that far of a stretch for this game to go. And then they could also have trading villagers, have, of course, all new items for every dimension, and I'm not sure how far they're willing to go, is a step in the right direction, and I believe they could do a lot of stuff and add more than just these 3 dimensions that they have in the game currently. And then first and final on our list is a fantasy dimension. Now, if you know me, you also know I love my fantasy, I love my Skyrim, I love anything that has to do with mythic stuff like the Greek gods and anything like that. But they could have centaurs. Oh man, what's the thing? It's got a bull head for a head, and it's got the bot. Man, picture on the screen here. Freaking A. I don't even know the names of some of these things. But they could add a bunch of new fantasy elements and add it to where it's very well done. Of course, they would have to add new elements to this as well, like the ability to have magic other than just potions, because that's also a fantasy aspect I would love to see. Because you can enchant stuff, and you can have potions. I don't think magic is too much of a stretch either for a game like this. And you could have it to where there is a new bar, and it's like a mana bar, but it recharges every day. So you can't recharge it, and if you do, it's by drinking a potion or having an enchantment to where it refills it. But it would be right above the health bar, and it would be like blue hearts or like a blue XP bar or something like that. I just prefer blue because that's what I'm used to when it comes to this. It could be purple, it could be whatever the color they want it to be, but they would also add new mobs. Now, this isn't just a dimension for helpful mobs like a centaur or something. A centaur could be a harmful mob, but it would be very cool to see some of these new dimensions in the game. Now, if you will, please go down to the comments and tell me what dimension you would like to see added first, if they want to add any of these dimensions at all. And if you liked the video, please smash a like. Tell me what dimensions you'd like to see in the game if it wasn't on this list, and tell me why down in the comments as well. I really like to know everybody's opinion on matters like this when it comes to the developers eventually maybe adding something like this. So please smash a like, it is always appreciated. If you like the video, subscribe to me if you're new, because I need subscribers to feed the Magic Dragon Pete, and that could be what I name tag my tamed dragon if they ever add a thing like that. Now go check out the gang's channels in the description, and I do hope to see you in the next one. Peace.